Are you in a better place than you were this time last year? This is sort of like a check-in with you to see how your new year is going on, but not really about your new year. But are you in the same place that you were in last year? Or and is if you're not, is it for the better or is it for the worse? Have things gotten better for you or have things gotten worse? Or do you feel like things are stagnant, that you're still in that you are still in one spot? So for me, in some areas, I feel like I have gotten better, improved in some areas. Um, I'm still not where I want to be in many areas of my life, but I'm working on it. And that's the thing I want to share with you, that if you're not, if you're stagnant, meaning you're still in the same place that you felt like you were last year, if you're stagnant, if you feel like you have regressed, um, why do you think that is so? Why do you think that you're still in the same place or even regress where you feel like you are worse off than you were last year? But let me say this also: if you are um, watching this, if you're listening to this, then that's a blessing because you're still here. You have another day to get it right. You have another day to do the things that you want to do. You have another day to put in place and say, you know what? As of today, I am going to start doing what I need to do in order to make things better for me. And when I make things better for me, it's going to make things better for those that are around me, those that are in my life, those that I come in contact with on any basis, especially a regular basis, because you deserve the best you. You deserve um, the best version of you. You deserve who God created you to be. And if we aren't working to move forward, working to get better, that says anything that's not growing is considered dead. And sometimes it can get frustrating. You can get frustrated with yourself because you haven't progressed, things haven't gotten better, or um, you're not where you want to be. And that's part of it. Don't get down on yourself. Don't get discouraged. Um, Today is a new day. Today, right now, is um, where you can start and saying that, you know what, I'm going to start doing things differently as of right now today. And that may require you making a change in different areas of your life. That may require you sacrificing and not watching so much TV, doing something new, learning something new, working on the skills or the gifts that God has given you. And if you don't know what those gifts are, pray and ask God, hey, what gifts have you given me? Ask Him to show that to you. And then once He shows that to you, how do you develop? Hey, Elijah and Sahil, thank you so much for coming on. I hope I'm pronouncing the first name right with the hearts on it. Sahil, Sahil and Elijah. Thank you so much for coming on. Um, just lost my train of thought. Ask God to show you your gift and then start to master your gift, master your skills that He has given you. God knows us better than we know ourselves. He knows us better than we know ourselves. But for some reason, we think that we can do this thing without Him. We think we got it all figured out. We have it. Um, we have the plan. We have it all figured out. And a lot of times, we really don't reach out to Him until we're in trouble and we are in desperate need of something or we want something. But you owe it to yourself to do the things that you need to do in order to get better. And one of the main things you have to do is be honest with yourself. Look at where you are, do a self-assessment at where you are. And if you compare it to what this time last year, are you better off or are you worse? Or are you the same? Because if you hadn't grown any, that's no growth. That's just like you going backwards. If you have moved forward just a little bit, celebrate that. And if you have moved forward, what can I do to move forward? What can I do to do even better? How can I improve where I am now, even with me moving forward? What can I do in order to do that? Some we may have to put ourselves around different people. People that's going to people that I don't want to say motivate, people that will, because you are around them, because you are in their circle or in their presence, they you just want to do better. You want to do more. There's a saying that if a saying or a cliche or whatever you want to say, that if you're the smartest person in the group or in your circle, you need to get into another circle. Because if you're the smartest person, and not putting anybody else down, but if you're the smartest person, how are you going to grow? How are you going to learn more? How can you learn from them? If anything, they will only learn from you. But you also want to get better. You also want to grow. You also um, want to stretch yourself so you can continue to grow and move forward. But if you don't put yourself out there, then how would that happen? You have to work on mastering the skills. If it's only one skill, take that, master it, master that one skill. I'm into sports. So I'm a sports guy, and I especially with basketball and coaching, training, refereeing kids. When you look at training kids with basketball, they want to, before they learn the fundamentals, the foundation of the game of basketball, they want to do all this other stuff. They want to do the fancy dribbling, the long distance shooting, but you haven't developed a strong foundation. You haven't mastered the skills of the fundamentals. And in some things, fundamentals will not change. I don't think the fundamentals of basketball will change. But learning the fundamentals to a lot of athletes, to a lot of kids, is not fun. They think it's boring. Oh, well, I got to do this. It's not exciting. It's not something that's going to get the crowd jumping and yelling and get your views on social media. But when you learn and master the fundamentals, if you look at the players that have the longest careers in sports or the longest careers in something, they have mastered the fundamentals. Kobe Bryant said his was, what was the quote? He mastered the small things, the mundane things, the things that people don't like to do. He said he mastered those things. That's why and how he became one of the greatest basketball players in the world, because he mastered the small things. He worked at it over and 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 over until it became second nature. Sometimes he would go in the gym for hours and work on one thing, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. But most people don't want to do that. And it's the same thing in life. Once you discover your gift that God has given, your God-given gift that God has given you, once you discover that and you start to master that skill, um, learning how to be the best at that you can be at that skill, things will start to change for you. Then when you look back and you reflect back, like where I was a year ago, you'll see some growth. Or where I was a month ago, 6 months ago, a week ago, you want to constantly be getting better than you were the day before. If you're getting better than you were the day before, then that's constant growth. That's consistent growth. And that's going to require you doing some things over and over and over, repetition, until it becomes second nature, until it becomes something that you don't have to think about, but you're doing it. But your ultimate goal is to become better, to be a better person. And what is it going to take for me to get there? And it may take some stretching, you making some sacrifices in all areas of your life, eating different food, uh, music that you're listening to, um, TV shows that you're watching, people that you're socializing with. Who are you giving your time? Whatever entertains you, trains you. How much time are you spending meditating, getting to know yourself? Is there anything in your life, any type of trauma that you've dealt with that, or you haven't dealt with, and you think that you moved on from it, and that may be affecting you? That was a part for me as well. And until you deal with that, things may always be an issue. Things may always be a problem until you deal with it. So how do you deal with it? It may take you getting some professional help. It may take you talking to someone. It may take you forgiving that person for whatever they whatever they did to you. It may take that in order for you to move on, to get better. And if you don't, if you don't forgive that person, then it's probably going to be hard for you to move forward. And sometimes we think that we have forgiven that person, and deep down we haven't. We just suppressed it, acting like it didn't happen. I mastered suppression. It was a defense, it was a protective mechanism for me. I mastered it, but that wasn't a good thing because I wasn't dealing with the situation. So it caused issues within me, including mentally, spiritually, physically. It caused some issues because I didn't address it. And it was just festering inside. So do the things that you need to do. If you don't know what it is, get on, Google it, get on YouTube. There are people, I'm sure, if you Google how to get better at doing whatever, some video is going to come up where somebody can help you. Some video is going to come up and I get on and share things that I've been through, some of the things I don't want to share. And God placed in my spirit years ago, Maurice, your life is your life, but your life is not just about you. I delivered you through those things. I delivered you through those the hard times where you felt like you was at rock bottom in your life. I help you get through those things. Yes, to get you through those things, but also to share your story, to share your testimony, to tell people what you've been through. And how you came out of it. Are you going to give me the praise, the glory, the honor, the credit for doing that? Or do you think you've done that by yourself? I talk about some things. No, I don't want to talk about it, but if God placed it in my spirit to share it, I share it. I have to be obedient to his will for my life. It's not about me. If my story or my testimony only helps one person, it's a blessing. It's worth sharing and it's worth telling. And some of you, you don't want people to know things that you've been through, things that you've done. God can reveal all that to everybody if he wanted to. So my suggestion is, if that is something that he's suggesting that you do it. It's about time to push yourself. Be the best that you can be. Have you ever committed to something and decided, I'm going to be the best at this? I haven't, but I am, and I'm working on it to be the best. I'm going to master these videos. I'm going to master YouTube. I've been frustrated with it for a while, for a minute, and want to leave it alone. And this maybe is not for me, but I'm going to master it. Through all the struggles and the learning curves and all of that, I'm going to master it. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Me coming on doing this live is something different. Getting better at doing them, doing the lives, coming up with better content that people will want to come on and listen to, that will engage people, that's going to motivate, that's going to inspire, that's going to empower people to want to become a better version of themselves. And if that takes me sharing me, if that takes me sharing um, who I am, then so be it. As long as God's will is being done. All right. Hope you all are enjoying this holiday celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Day on today. Um, it's a very special day. Always has been, always will be to everybody, whether you think so or not. It's a very special day. So I hope you're enjoying it. Um, and I will check you out on another video. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about any of the stuff that I said. Hit the subscribe button if you like the content, and the notification so you be notified when I come on to do another one. All right, take care. God bless. Depends on wherever you are in the world. Stay warm, because the temperature, you see I got this hat on. All right, take care. God bless. Check you out on the next one.